Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call to order the Wickliffe City Council meeting on May 28, 2024. Sandy, please call the roll.
Bell.
Here.
Gerhardstein.
Here.
Jaworski.
Here.
Koski. Here. Levon.
Here.
Steloto. Here. Thielman.
Here.
Approval of council minutes. Councilman Gerhardstein.
I make a motion, we approve the council minute meetings for May 13th, 2024.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman, that the council meeting minutes of May 13, 2024 be approved as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bell.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Koski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Steloto.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Reports and communications from the Mayor, Safety Director.
Thank you so much, Council President. Good evening, everyone. A few things to report, and then I'll get to the end, why we have a lot of people in attendance tonight. So the latest news on the local government fund, I wanted to clear up one item since there was a question on this, and because this can kind of be confusing, all of you have been given a copy of the proposed summary sheet that was distributed at the May 16th Budget Commission meeting to discuss the local government fund. To summarize the most important items: calendar year 2024 allocations shall be made using the same alternate formula determined by the 1982 LGF agreement. We are one of the cities that shall receive the greater of 90% of our 2024 distribution or change to a population-driven formula if our population increases. The amounts to each city and village will be reduced proportionately if the total county allocation in any year after 2024 is less than the 2024 total county allocation. To sum this up, the formula will be primarily based on population and our distribution will be capped. So we have a maximum amount, but if the county allocation is less than the original amount in 2024, we could receive a lesser amount based on proportionality. We are still waiting on the final recommendation. This Saturday is, so last year, June 23rd, I declared, because of 90 years, the Italian American Club, I declare Wickliffe Italian American Day every June 3rd. So the INA Club is going to do an Italian American Heritage Day every year around that day. This year it happens to be June 1st from noon till 6 p.m. There'll be tons of family stuff. Pony rides, kids activities, food, entertainment, and a dunk tank that I'll be in from 1 till 1:30. We have a couple police officers, hoping to get a couple firemen. Anybody, any council members, I know they would love to have a council member or Ray Sack in the dump tank. So I'm trying my best to get that, but that will be this Saturday at noon. And then we'll light the city hall up red, green, white, and red. Finally, we have invited a few people here tonight to recognize them for something very heroic that happened after their actions. After I read a few snippets from proclamations, I would like Superintendent Scott, Kayla, Ranger Chrysler, and Mr. Glenn Sabruno, all employees of the Lake Metro Parks, to come forward. We will recognize the Wickliffe Fire Department personnel who were able to join us tonight. Last Thursday morning on May 16th, 2024, there was an incident at Pine Ridge Golf Course. There was a gentleman who collapsed while golfing on the first green. Mr. Sabruno, who also worked for the city long ago, was on a tractor and saw the gentleman who collapsed surrounded by his golf partners. He rushed over and attempted to revive him. The golfers had called 911 and the operator dispatched both Wickliffe Fire and Lake Metro Parks Rangers. Superintendent Kayla and Ranger Chrysler arrived on the scene and began CPR on the unresponsive man. All three men participated with compressions and using the AED until Wickliffe Fire arrived on site and took over life-saving measures. Wickliffe Fire Captain Mahalik and firefighters Agrashi, Galis, and Trevisano, along with Chief Grossman, performed 15 advanced life support procedures, including administering 5 cardiac medications, performing an intubation, and administering 6 a lot of big words, defibrillation. The gentleman was taken by ambulance to Lake West, and he is improving and hoping for a full recovery. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of those involved. This was an extraordinary feat who went above and beyond. Although they are trained for these situations, we are so thankful and able to save this gentleman, and hopefully he will be out on the course again soon. Will the three gentlemen please step forward to receive their proclamations, and will the Wickliffe fire personnel please stand? They're standing. All right, Mr. Glenn Sabruno, this is for you. Thank you so much. It's very pretty under the envelope. I appreciate it. Scott Kayla, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Really do. And I hope I'm saying your name right.
You are.
Krista? All right, that's Krista. Thank you so much. These are for you guys. And I just want to direct those gentlemen back there. They are the, our safety services are the backbone of this city. And I just wanted to thank everybody involved. So.
Yeah, if you guys want to leave, you can go ahead and leave. You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. So you're not, don't be, Mayor, is there any more to your report?
No, that is all.
Is there any questions or comments for the Mayor or Safety Director? Councilman Bella.
Mayor, with school getting out here soon, and we talked about it last year about the increase in auxiliary police or something that's going to possibly be at the parks. Is that started yet, or is
That will be starting this week, next week. They will be starting. They will start already. I was speaking to the one auxiliary officer. They will post up this year at Ginger, at Inahar. That's where we seem to have a little bit of trouble right now. We switch parks as the trouble occurs, and that cop car being there is a very good deterrent. And so, I mean, one year it's Orlando, the next year it's Ginger. So we're just trying to find the best way. And we also have police officers when they have time to drive through there also to add a little added support. But last year it kind of went better and I got less complaints. But it's those first 3 weeks when summer lets out that, kids want to let off steam sometimes too much. So hopefully that won't be an issue and this will help solve it.
Thanks.
Any further questions or comments for the Mayor or Safety Director?
I just wanted to note too, that you guys approved that camera system, and they installed the cameras down at Ginger today, and so far it's working well, so I just wanted to let you know. They just turned them on today, actually. So
Thank you.
hopefully that will improve.
Thank you. Seeing no other questions or concerns, we'll move on to the reports and communications from the Law Director.
Nothing to report.
Any questions or comments for the Director of Law? Thank you. Communications from Council President. I don't have any. Amendments or additions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to the administrators. Police Chief Bush is excused. So we'll go with Fire Chief Grossman.
Thank you, Council President. I'd just like to thank the Mayor for his recognition. When we initially brought this to me and we spoke about it, it's kind of what we do on our end, but there are a lot of things that were made possible. There was a previous squad call ongoing. This was the backup squad, the rest of the station that was responding. So having that manpower available to us, having the tools available to us that are not cheap, that all of you are well aware of. The dispatch that provided us updates coming in so that we knew it wasn't just a man down, but it was a full arrest, and kind of changed our mindset as we approached. A lot of things have to happen to have a positive outcome, and all that has to be supported by the community. So I think this call is kind of victory for the community, the people that pay the taxes to provide these services. So I'd like to kind of shout out the fact that we do appreciate that and the support that we get. So thank you.
Any questions or comments for the Fire Chief? Thank you, Chief. Finance Director Hunter.
Thank you, Council President. Just want to mention that the 2023 annual financial report has been submitted to the Auditor of State, It will be available on their website probably the second week of June. And there is a link if you go to our website from the Finance Department page. You can get to the auditor state from there. It is not audited. We're only audited every other year, so we'll be audited next year. If you want to see it before it's on the website, then I have a copy of it. It's like 90 pages, but you're welcome to come visit me and take a look at it. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the Finance Director? Thank you, Senator. Engineer Formica.
Thank you, Council President. One thing to mention, we'll be opening bids on this Friday at noon for our 2024 pavement repair program, which includes asphalt repairs and concrete repairs.
Any questions or comments for the City Engineer? Councilman Jaworski.
Pete, just curious, any word from ODOT yet about the Rockefeller Road intersection?
Yes, actually, Ron and I received an email this today, was it? That's what I said. So the contractor, the ODOT representative that's running the construction, called about setting up a detour because they want to be able to close Buena Vista and not have, and had to send traffic to the south. They were concerned about setting up a detour. I don't think we need to have detour signs to tell the residents how to get out of Buena Vista, but that's all, we'll work with them, and it looks like they want to get started up as soon as when school's out. We'll hear no more next week or two.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments for the City Engineer? Thank you, Pete. Service Director Strouser.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing else to add to my report.
Real quick question, Ron. Last meeting, I think we talked about or approved getting into the contract with the salt, right? We talked about that.
Yes.
When it comes down to actually get the numbers from the company, the salt company, is there a possibility to opt out of it too?
Once you commit, that's it. You're in.
We're already committed to the 90% of that. Okay.
90% of only 700 ton though, which is about one quarter of what we normally order.
Okay. So this fall, will we discuss on where we're going to actually store the salt? Is that the discussion we're going to have, or do we have plans on where we're going to actually store it? If the dome is already filled and we're starting to store it inside the buildings?
Our 2023 order is complete. 2023 winter order is complete. We have about probably, I'm just guessing, about 600 ton in our old service garage that we cleared out an area in there, and then we built that new pad down, the new service garage, and we put another 500 ton there. And so we completed our 90% minimum for the 2023 season, which is why we ordered less, because we're probably about 12 to 1,500 tons above, to the good that we have to get rid of before we even order any salt.
Understood. Okay. Yep. Any other questions or comments for the Service Director? Councilman Gerhardstein.
When is the pipeline crew done on the gas line on Euclid Avenue?
No. They're still going. They actually did, one of our big requirements when we had the pre-con meeting was to finish that area before the Memorial Day parade, which, they have to go back and do all the concrete now. But they're still working on the pipeline. They're at right around 305 and they have to go to Empire. So there's still a few more connections to do. And then we were just actually informed that they're going to do, in the spring, they're going to do Palisades. They're going to do another main gas line there, which is all part of that project. It's a continuation of that same project.
And then when the project's done, that after the entire project's done, that's when they're going to go back and start fixing the road and the sidewalks?
Correct. Yeah.
And it'll be put back the way?
Yeah, the cement crew should be starting actually pretty soon. When I talked to the contractor maybe 2 weeks ago, he told me they weren't going to wait until they're totally done. They were going to start doing that. But they had to do the tie-in, so they wanted to hurry up. And actually, there was a lot of exposed holes, as you know, just recently, and they got them all closed up for the parade. So we were happy with that. And then they put down some coal patch and did some things. They were out there with hand brooms sweeping the avenue and stuff like that. So we were pretty happy with the contractor.
And what is the status on 296?
It's continuing along. It's a little slower. I don't believe they're going to hit their completion date, but it's moving along. They're there every day. They have 2 crews working there every day.
Okay. Thank you.
They poured today. I think they poured 75 yards today.
Any further questions or comments for the Service Director? Councilman Jaworski.
Ron, we had the sewer collapse on, was it Buena Vista?
Buena Vista, yes. Mm-hmm.
That is what, the second or third issue we've had on that street in the last year or two now, where we've had either a sewer or water line issue undermine part of the road. Do we need to send a camera down that line to see what else? I mean, to me, there's some warning signs we've got trouble on that street specifically.
Yeah, there, that street specifically and Ridge Road, we've had quite a few issues on, especially down near, Fairway and Rush Road and stuff like that. We've had some issues, which that sewer's not as deep on Ridge Road, but yes, we have had some issues, and we have cambered the whole sewer. The sewer main itself is fine, it's the connectors. And to replace those connectors would be very expensive. So we've just been doing them as we have the issues, we've been doing them, and so far it's been working out okay. But it's kind of a bad thing because this one was down 13 feet, which almost got to be too much for our guys that would have had to job it out if it got any deeper. But we were able to, we went all the way to the main, So it started out, it was going to be like an 8-foot dig, and at the time it was done, it ended up being almost 13 feet. So, which that's, when we have a trench box and all the proper stuff, but that gets a little bit deep for us. So maybe something we can look into if you want. I mean, we could look into, getting the price on we'd have to televise them and then, get a price quote together to either line or replace them all. Most of these, unfortunately, none of these look, every repair that we've done so far has been like the joints separated and things like that, so it wouldn't be a candidate for lining.
Okay. Councilman Gertzstein?
I forgot that. Did any contact with CEI about, in the fall, we asked about upgrading the lights on Rockefeller by the school. That was back in the fall, and they're still not finished.
I put in a call to Wendy Zeely, and I haven't heard anything back yet.
Because
I think she's on vacation.
I think we agreed that when we were doing the road projects, we were gonna do upgrades to the roads. I mean, Rockefeller's been at least, what do you say, 6 months we've asked for?
Yeah.
At least 6 months
we
on
put
Rockefeller?
in a request, and I actually have, all the improvement costs for Dennis that we did last year and Sanford Drive too. I mean, and that's been in there since last fall. They're just, unfortunately, the amount of storms that they've had and everything, that's all, I got a couple of, complaints with putting the deflectors on. That's been almost a year since they've been on that stuff. So I'll push her again this week when I talk to her.
And the last question on the light on Grand Boulevard, Grand and Lloyd, the light that came up missing, is that light up yet on Grand Boulevard? The missing street light from the storm.
Oh,
am I seeing?
I think it is. I believe it. Yeah, it is. It is up. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It is up. Yes. The one that came down in the storm with the tree. Yes, it is up. There's a new light there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any further questions or comments for the service director? Thank you, Ron. Bill Commissioner Sack is excused. Recreation Director, stop.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. 2 comments to make. This Friday is our Movie in the Park. It starts our summer activities. Wonka is the show that we're going to be showing at 7 o'clock. Is pre-movie activities. We have our typical bounce house, food. We have a face painter coming. Police and fire are going to be there representing. I'd like to thank NOPEC. Grant is covering everything of this event, so that's a good thing. And that's this Friday. Like I said, pre-movie activities start at 7. And then lifeguards. A lot has happened in 2 weeks. A lot of good things has happened in 2 weeks. We have about 8 new lifeguards who are going to take the certification class on Friday, and we have 12 that are recertifying. So we have an influx of about 20 new guards back in the swing of things. So we are in good shape for opening up this weekend. That's it.
Real quick question. I missed it. Did you say what park the movie's in? Was it in Ginger?
Up here, Colby, yes.
Councilwoman Koski.
Thank you. Tim, I understand that there's some irrigation issues up at the golf course? That there's like 3 greens that are dead because they're not able to water at the golf course, and this was brought up to you in January. And
it's part of our whole project.
I don't know, but I thought there was like water that needs to be turned on or something, or no? Am I misunderstanding?
I'll have to get with service to see
thought there
exactly
was something that
what's
is-
happening there.
We're addressing the irrigation, but it's a little bit more complex, but I know that's one of the biggest goals of this year is addressing the irrigation, because that's been one of the things that I've been trying to, and that's what we budgeted for, but it isn't as easy. However, I mean, Ron, anything?
Yeah, so the irrigation system hasn't been turned on there yet, which normally by this time of the year, but because of some of the issues we had with the water lines in the pool and things like that, and so it will be.
They're not connected though, are they?
No, the pools are separate, but this Saturday, we need to,
No.
this Saturday, we need to have everything open for the pools, and we're behind. And then Memorial Day was a priority, and that was the pools.
So-
After that, we will definitely get the irrigation on. Normally, we have a wetter spring, so we don't usually run into this problem. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty dry spring, and yes, they're not dead, but they're
Well, the
they're
golf,
definitely lacking some water for sure.
well, yes, and the golf course makes money, so I would think that we would want to keep it looking good, and so we'd have people that would want to continue spending money there, and we don't make any money at the pools. I don't know. I don't understand this exactly, but
Don't quote me on the price, but I mean, if we were to upgrade the irrigation system there, you're looking at a couple $100,000 easily, if not more.
and I don't know. So I guess I would need to know like how much money do we have in the because we make like is there money in the golf course fund, right? Isn't there?
There should be money in there, but along the same lines, you're right. There's a golf outing there from the city on June 8th. Is the other greens going to be up to par?
Right.
By the time the city has their own golf outing on their own golf course.
Right.
Understandable.
Right. Also, I wanted to know about how much, as a teen, how much would you make at the golf course versus the pool? Is the pay the same or?
Starting at the golf course, it's $10.75. As a certified lifeguard, it's $12. But it's $10.75 for, starting level positions.
Well,
without
maybe
that-
that's
without
something we
this-
need to.
Without that certification.
Yeah, maybe that's something we need to address too, because you can work at McDonald's for 14, Target for 15, and maybe it's something we need to look at.
Is the question whether we can hire employees? Do we have employees there? Are there people willing to do it at that rate? Or if there's not, then we probably should bump it up.
Right.
But if people willing to work
Right.
for $10.75, then why would we increase the rates?
It sounded like they need some additional staff.
Yep.
So-
Okay. Mayor, I think you wanted to respond.
Yeah, just on the golf course has been a priority 100% to me. All I could do is tell them what I want, and I've said on several times, I mean, the clubhouse, to me, looked bad, or addressed that, made it look great. Certain sections of the cart path, I get a lot of complaints on they just put the guard up, so hopefully that's helping with the balls. But the irrigation was number one. It was last year, but it just, and I spoke with Todd multiple times, I've had meetings multiple times, and if this were a simple fix, it would be done. But the pools, there's no comparison. The pools outweigh that golf course so much in this community. That is the payback for their taxes, are the pools. And yes, we sink a lot of money, but because I get in this argument, but the pools are very important to this community. Yes, the golf course makes money, but the pools, I feel take priority, but I have not ever once put that golf course second fiddle. I think I spent a lot of love and time into that golf course because I care about it deeply. So I want to get it perfect, and I feel we will get there soon. And again, if it were something simple, I feel like it would have been done. But I tell them time and time again, so.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Any further questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Tim. I'll now open the floor for audience participation. If anyone would like to address Wickliffe City Council, please stand, state your name and address for the clerk's record. Since these meetings are being recorded, she has a microphone that has to be used. Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council? Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council? If not, I'll mark audience participation closed. Any committee reports? I'm actually going to call for a finance committee on June 3rd to discuss sewer rates to go after the already scheduled 2025 tax budget meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 3rd. No other committee reports, we'll go on to commission reports. Seeing no old business or new business, move on to ordinances.
Ordinance number 2024-31, this is the third reading. An ordinance amending a section of Chapter 521 entitled Health, Safety, and Sanitation of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman to adopt ordinance 2024-31 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-32, an ordinance enacting, this is also the third reading, an ordinance enacting section 521.17 entitled Food Trucks, a section of Chapter 521, Health, Safety, and Sanitation of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Bella to adopt ordinance 2024-32 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-34, this is the second reading. An ordinance amending Chapter 935 Sewer Regulations and Rates of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio. Ordinance number 2024-36, this is the first reading. An ordinance levying assessments for unpaid delinquent sewer amounts upon parcels of land in the City of Wickliffe, Ohio. Ordinance number 2024-37, this is the first reading. An ordinance amending the City of Wickliffe zone map referred to in section 1341.80 of the Wickliffe Codified Ordinances, rezoning one parcel owned by SDI Construction LLC in Wickliffe, Ohio. Ordinance number 2024-38, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a new 2024 Chevrolet 2500 HD pickup truck from Classic Chevrolet for use by the Service Department of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilwoman Saloto to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2024-38 on third and final reading. Discussion? Councilman Gerhardstein.
Ron, this was in your capital improvement budget for the year. What was it in the budget for? What was the amount?
So 60,000, but this truck is just the truck, and we have to put a plow on it and do the other upfitting and stuff like that.
I didn't hear the amount, I'm sorry.
60,000 is the amount budgeted
Budgeted
request. Yes, and that, but like I said, this amount doesn't include the plow and a back rack and light and things like that. So we'll still be under the 60,000 when we're done. Actually, this price is not the state bid pricing, so I got state bid pricing through Valley Ford. And then I happened to call to be talking to the people out of Classic. They were able to beat the state pricing by $1,000 for a Ford, and they were able to beat it by $2,000 with a Chevy, so we went with the Chevy.
All right, thank you.
Okay?
Any further discussion on the suspension? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Bella to adopt ordinance 2024-38 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes. Seeing no resolutions, move on to other legislation. Miscellaneous? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Jaworski to adjourn the meeting. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.